The reality is when a guy's in his mid-20s, definitely when he's approaching the age of 30, at this point, gents, the boy needs to start dressing like a man. And let me be clear, I'm not saying you can't have fun, that you can't wear fashionable clothing, and I'm not saying that you have to wear a suit. No, what I am saying though is that you need to change your mindset and that there are certain things you want to reconsider wearing if you're approaching the age of 30. So what are these things and how to start dressing like a man? Well, gentlemen, that's the subject of today's video. So the first thing you need to stop doing is something I admit I did throughout my entire undergraduate career. Yeah, from the age of 18 to 22, I committed this cardinal style sin again and again, and it's one of the reasons I can't look back at any of those pictures and find anything that looks really good on me. I take it back. I think one time by accident, I had to get dressed up, and in that case, I was wearing clothing that somewhat fit me. And that's the first rule, gents, to wear clothing that fits you. Now, I'll admit, that sounds easy, but it's harder than it sounds, especially when you are stuck in a fashion trend, especially right now. We're seeing tons of baggy, of loose clothing. Well, guess what? In the 1990s, when I was in undergrad, it was the same thing. Oversized clothing. In fact, everything in my wardrobe, I look back to those days, was a large or an extra large. The issue with that, I was 5'9", 145 pounds, a clear candidate for a size small or medium. But here's the deal. With fit, it's all about what we perceive to actually fit us and the trends, the fashion at the time. In my mind, oversized clothing was more comfortable. It looked good on me, or so I thought. In fact, it wasn't until my junior year in college when I went through Marine Corps OCS that for the first time I tried on a uniform that was actually made to fit my body. That first custom suit experience. Yes, it was a uniform and I wasn't allowed to wear it outside of military functions, but knowing what that made me look like, all of a sudden I realized, hey, there's a whole other world to clothing. To be specific, clothing fit, and realizing that, hey, high armholes, this isn't uncomfortable. In fact, it gives you more freedom of movement. And the same thing applies to trousers, whether they're jeans, chinos, or dress pants. A lot of guys out there think that loose, baggy pants are more comfortable, but when you've got a lower cut crotch like that, here's the deal, is it shortens your leg line and you don't have as much freedom of movement compared with a pair of pants that fit you properly. So we covered fit. Let's get into some specific items you want to stop wearing. Now, this first item some of you guys may love because it is the uniform of the rock star, the young rebel who's pushing the limits, the guy that's sticking it to the man. Gents, what am I talking about here? Gents, I'm talking about distressed denim. Now, if you're working a job site and you're wearing jeans because they're part of your day-to-day uniform and they are distressed because you've put them through the ringer, yeah, of course you can wear that. What I'm talking about here is fashionable distressed denim, which, believe it or not, has come in and out of style since the 1950s. And again, if you're watching this video, you're 32 and you're part of a punk band, you wear whatever you want. Now, the guy I'm talking to, you're in your late 20s. You've had that distressed denim for a decade. You only wear it once in a while, but here's the deal, is it's probably time to retire it, probably time to donate it. Even if the holes aren't huge, even if the distressing is relatively minor, I think, man, at this point, you're going to get more mileage out of a pair of classic dark denim that just simply fits you well. And right with that denim, let's talk about phasing out the hoodie. Now, yes, of course, for casual wear to the gym, I think the hoodie is fine, especially when it doesn't have huge logos on it. But your day-to-day wear, guys, I think even if you're an older student on campus, I think the right sweater is going to suit you so much better. Seriously, one of the themes of this video is for you to start dressing your age, to embrace the fact that you are a man, no longer a boy. And when it comes to sweaters, you've got tons of options, a lot of them that are going to complement your build and look infinitely so much better than pretty much any hoodie out there. Again, I know some of you guys can prove me wrong. You could wear a hoodie like no other, but for the rest of us mere mortals, I'm going to recommend looking at maybe something with a bit of a neck, a collar that's going to build up your overall frame. Maybe finding a sweater with a nice rib pattern that's going to bring a bit of texture and a more sophisticated type of look to your outfit. The reality is, even if you're in your early 30s trying to attract the attention of women in their early 20s, a lot of them like a more mature man. So embrace the fact that you can dress in this manner. Next up, let's talk about your shoe game. So first up, I assume that you're not wearing running shoes. You watched this video this far. If you've watched any of my videos, guys, running shoes are great for when you're running. Now, I think a great looking pair of sneakers are fine if you're a guy in your mid 20s, even in your early 30s, but there are so many different options out here. Again, you can step it up, maybe go with a leather pair of sneakers in a classic color, but if you want something that's a little bit dressier, a bit more rugged, and something that's going to give you a bit of height, check out a pair of good boots. Now, I could do an entire video on boots, but what I love about them is they come in so many different styles. You want to go with a moccasin style, or maybe you want something with a suede that's going to be easy to slip on and off if you're traveling. Or you can just keep it simple with a classic laced pair of boots that is going to work with almost any outfit. Your choice of style, gents, doesn't matter. But if you're a guy in your mid-20s, if you're definitely approaching the age of 30, you need to try boots at least and find a pair that's going to suit you. Now, what about dress shoes? Well, if you're wearing a suit regularly, of course you need to have a pair of classic dress shoes. But for day-to-day wear, dress shoes are probably too much. No, I would recommend the classic loafer. Penny loafers, Weegens, whatever you want to call them, this style right here is probably the easiest one to incorporate into your wardrobe. What I love about this shoe is you can dress it up with a nice pair of slacks and a sports jacket, or you can dress it down. You could wear this with shorts and a polo. My point, gents, is if you're in your late 20s, you want to have options. When it comes to footwear, you want to have tried and found the style that works for you, that complements your natural look. Now, if you're looking to level up your style, you really need to check out my community over on School. I've set this community up so we've got classes that you can make your way through step by step and learn the basic foundations of men's style. We actually have giveaways. In fact, over the last year, I've given away over $25,000 in gear that has accumulated here in my office, and I love sending it out to you guys free of charge. And I have to say, the men that are in this group are friggin' awesome. We've got a no a-hole policy. People treat each other with respect. And what we've managed to create in this community is a place where a man can come in and ask questions and get some solid advice. So gents, use the link in the description of today's video. Go check out our communities on School. These are for you to become the man you know yourself to be. Next up, let's talk about your outerwear. Let's talk about your jackets. I love a good varsity jacket. I love the denim jacket. Both of these are great, but they're more the realm of the younger man. But again, if you're 45, you got a denim jacket, you got a varsity jacket that looks great on you, rock it and ignore my advice here. But for the rest of you guys, especially you guys just starting out, maybe look to retire one of those jackets or just wear that fatigue jacket a little bit less and bring in a structured jacket. By structured jacket, I mean a sports jacket, a blazer jacket, maybe even a full-on suit, maybe even overcoats. Find a jacket that actually has structure in the shoulders, that builds up the shoulders, has clean lines, works with a variety of the different trousers, jeans in your wardrobe so that you could actually dress up when the occasion arises. Now, since I broached the subject of suits, every man I think should have one suit in his wardrobe that fits him well, that you've got ready for that special occasion. I think that charcoal gray, navy blue are going to be the most versatile and you'll get the most miles out of. Past that, I think a great sports jacket, preferably in a very muted pattern. In fact, maybe just solid, which you could even call a blazer, going maybe with navy. You could go with a dark gray. In any case, I want something that you can put on. You can even wear with denim, because I know a lot of you guys like to do that, or a pair of odd trousers. But the point is, this isn't a full-on suit, because a suit is a jacket and trousers made from the same material. But this structured jacket is going to allow you to wear more than just simply that dress shirt with necktie. You throw a jacket on, all of a sudden you look so much better. You look like the man in charge. Now, what about pattern structured jackets? You're going to see these out there. You're going to walk into a menswear store, and I do recommend you walk into the best menswear store in your area, even if you can't afford it, and simply try it on. See what's available. You watched a few of my videos. See if they're giving you decent advice, because if you watch a few of my videos, you should be able to start speaking the language. I would be careful of jackets with too strong of patterns. These are not going to be as versatile. I think that they're great if you know what you're buying. Maybe it's your fourth or fifth jacket, but if you're getting your first structured jacket, in my opinion, stick with a solid color or a pattern that is very, very light, not something that is noticeable. Oh, and in general, stick with darker colors because they're going to be dressier, except for in the case of black. Black should be reserved for formal wear, aka black tie. So what about color? Now, some of you guys are going to think that bright colors you can't wear past the age of 30. That's not true. It depends on your skin tone. But I would say once you're at this age, you want to start understanding which colors really work well on you. What are the colors that get you compliments? What are the colors that work for your skin tone? And if you need a guide, guys, I got you covered with this video right here. I'm really proud of this video. I put a lot of work into it. I developed a system for you to find the right colors for your skin tone. Doesn't matter how old you are. Check out this video. If you want to dress, you want to understand which colors work for your skin tone. Solid video. Boom. Check it out right here.